Welcome back to AM Northwest. From handwritten lettering to computer fonts, typeface really has evolved over the centuries. Here to share a little of the history from her new book, Alphabet in Motion, we welcome graphic artist and author Kelly Anderson. Good to have you with us, Kelly. First of all, let's talk about this. It's an incredible, beautiful book. It took a while to put together. So tell me, it took like 5 years to put together, right?
Yeah, it was 5 years of research and then prototyping and then fixing the prototypes, and finally it's a real book. I can hardly believe it.
It's a pop-up book with a lot of history involved. What got you excited about talking about, and why did you want to do this?
Well, I find that the history of typefaces, it really contains the history of the world in microcosm.
Yeah,
but it's hard to get people interested in it because it's such an academic and kind of nerdy subject.
Right.
And so the pop-ups are this kind of like razzmatazz element that people can play with.
Oh
that
my
hopefully
gosh. Yeah.
get them further into this really interesting history.
So give me some examples. Look at this. This is amazing. How did you figure this all out, first of all? Did you have help? Did you have some ideas and then playing with them to get them better over time?
Yeah, I mean, they all started out not working, and so you know, failure was 99% of the process, and you're seeing the final result of finally getting them to work.
What are some of the most interesting aspects of the history of typeface and lettering?
Well, some things that are really interesting, one thing is that, you know, the history of uppercase letters, capital letters, is a completely separate history from the history of lowercase letters.
Yes.
Completely different shapes. And so it was really with the advent of printing that those two shape vocabularies became unified into the alphabet that we look at on book pages today.
Right.
So,
and you talk about, too, the history in different countries. They use typeface and lettering differently. And you can see that just in the streets. Like you can see the lettering, the posters, whatever, the typeface and all of that makes you feel like, oh, this is a different space.
Yeah, yeah, and I think oftentimes just walking down the street, you'll glance at typeface and you're transported to a different time and place, and you don't really understand why.
No.
But there's always a historical reason for that.
Okay, let's take a look at a couple things, and I wanted you to explain. Like this one, I think our audience can see pretty well. But tell me about the E and its significance.
Right, so these are a bunch of different styles of E's. From a distance, I think they probably look all like the same E.
Right.
But a lot of typefaces look very similar. So when you're designing a typeface, you need a model like this. This is called an interpolation model that shows the very, very, very subtle differences between this E and this E so that you can refine a design and make sure that a typeface is consistent across all letters.
And you mentioned it can give you a feeling, which is just incredible.
Yeah.
What did you find when it comes to interesting typefaces and lettering stood out to you? Look at the differences. I'm just going to put this here so that people can see just the differences in some of the lettering and languages.
Yeah, this one you have to construct yourself.
Okay.
This one is a little pop-up G. This is a really interesting history. So this is about the history of the typeface that's used on German license plates, because they used to have this font. And if you want to change this H to an I, you just need a little bit of paint or a blue gel.
Let's show this again. So,
there we go. See, look at that.
Yeah.
But so they developed a special typeface where it's impossible to change any letter into any other letter. So no more car thefts, no more painting over a license plate to steal a car.
Really?
Yes.
Did you know about that going into this, or did you find out about that? Like, what are some of the discoveries you made?
Well, so I knew a bit because I've been practicing as a graphic designer for 20 years. So I already knew that all of these different typefaces had such a strong vibe, you know, that you look at a typeface and, for example, like, it looks like the Mod's psychedelic 60s. But, you know, didn't realize, you know, I think everyone has seen those, like, go-go dancers with the op art patterns, very 60s psychedelic. But I didn't realize like how like the history of light projection and this technology called phototypesetting led into it. So this is one of the most fun pop-ups, I think, because you turn on the flashlight on your smartphone and then you can literally do like a light projection. There we go, and like emulate this technology that's now obsolete. But you know, you can create your own like psychedelic light show with these like different letters. Go-go dancers are optional, but
that is wild. Okay, and then the pixels and that kind of, what is this one? What is this one?
Yeah, so this one is all about interpolation in font families. So oftentimes you'll open up your computer and you have light, bold, regular, extra black.
Sure.
Where did that happen, and how does that tie into the process of designing a typeface? So this one, from one angle, it is a P that's interpolated,
yeah,
and then a Q from over here.
Oh, wow.
You asked about pixels, though. We do have pixels.
Okay.
Did not forget about them. So we have there's basically.
Oh, yes.
Basically, when typefaces were being ported over to digital, they had to be atomized into this grid of pixels. And so this is one type of anti-aliasing using grayscale pixels. And this is what you have on your phone right now. If you've ever had a raindrop fall on your iPhone on black text, there's a whole rainbow of colors.
Right.
And that is because this type of, it's called sub-pixel rasterization, shapes that letter form for you. So
what about the letter S? Because that's one of the letters that's kind of challenging, that is different than all the others, right?
Yeah, yeah. S is one of the, I've heard type designers describe it as diabolical to draw. Like, it really is hard. And part of that is that, you know, our eyes, we assume that the S is the same on the top and bottom, so that there's symmetry.
Do assume that, yeah.
But then as soon as you start turning it, you realize, oh no, these are actually, they're very different shapes here. And so our eyes kind of play tricks on us. And so this spread is all about typographic illusions. This O looks like it's a perfect circle, but it's actually, if you start twisting it, it's actually an oval.
You can see that it's not,
Yeah. Same thing with this T. So as human beings, all horizontal lines we see, we ascribe extra weight to them. So horizontal lines look thicker than vertical lines.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
Which is crazy. So if you're drawing a T that you want to be monolinear, equal weight, you have to draw it like this.
Wow.
So this is another demonstration of that.
That's incredible. You have a book event, right? And it's tonight at 7 o'clock at Powell City of Books.
Yes.
On 10th and West Burnside. We're going to put all that information for you on our website at k2.com. You're going to have so much fun.
I think it's going to be really fun. And you can come play with the book, too. So we'll have a ton of copies.
Yeah. It's a blast. Yay! There we go. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right. Thank you so much. We want to tell everyone again, the book is titled Alphabet in Motion. Kelly Anderson, thank you so much.
Oh my God, thanks for having me.
You bet. All right, we'll be right back with more AM Northwest. Don't go away. That's great.